Oh my gosh. All right, folks, coming back at you here again. Doing just a little bit of a discussion, a topic here. We're just kind of gearing up for the season. So obviously before you can get out there and get out and catching these fish, you start doing a lot of planning and prepping. And one of the things I'm looking into is the frog. So the frog is a big bass catcher. I'm going after these big bass here this summer, and I just want to take a moment here just to let you know that primarily when I'm talking about a jig or talking about a swim bait or talking about a frog, I'm fitting it to the style of fishing that I do. Primarily everything that I'm going to be doing and have done in the past is bank fishing. So when you hear me talking about how I would use it, it's primarily from the shore, from the bank, tossing it into cover, walking the shoreline, those kind of things. That's just how I fish. And my kids I got 3 kids. They're getting older. Hopefully one of these days I'll be blessed with being able to get out on a boat out on the water. But until then, I'm bank fishing. So anyway, what I want to talk to you about today is the concept of the frog. I don't want to sell you on a brand of frog or what frog is best or what you need to buy. I just want to sell you on the concept of tossing a frog. So you can't I just did a video about flipping jigs and the different style of jigs and how jigs are a big bass bait, and they are. However, primarily as soon as they hit the water, they're either going to the bottom or they are getting reeled in, swimming. You're retrieving them in some form or fashion. A really nice bait that you keep them in the strike zone as long as possible by letting them sit on the bottom, but they are all weighted. So I love fishing plastics, and one thing I love about these cheap plastic frogs is they float, and I love working the surface of the water. You can get these cheap, and so that means you can basically throw them anywhere, not worry about losing them. If you lose them, they're just a couple bucks, and you can get these things way down in the cover where a jig is likely either going to make a huge commotion or is going to get caught up on limbs, going to get stuck in the grass, and then you're spooking everything. So one thing I love about throwing a frog is that you can get them just about anywhere that you want to go. So right off the bat, there's some great advantages with going with a frog. It's just how versatile they are when getting into that deep cover. And let's be honest, folks, walking the bank, you're dealing with trees overhead, your bushes around you. Usually where you're wanting to stop is some sort of log or some sort of nasty thing in the water that you're wanting to cast to. So it's all rough terrain to be walking through and casting to. So a frog is a great way to get out there, depending on the time of the year. I mean, I'm not talking necessarily about top water. Now, here's some old school type of spoon type of frogs that do that walking action. I don't necessarily like these style as much as a plastic. This in my mind falls under a top water category. You've seen these as mice. I mean, they'll come in a different variety. Yes, this one is this one is set up. It looks like a frog. These are, but in my mind, these are top water lures. So I don't want to necessarily. You think that I'm talking about these, but I'm not. I'm talking about these new style plastic frogs. Here's some from Strike King, the Gurgle Toad. Man, these look great. They look great. Let me pull these open here for you. Look at this frog. Look at the meaty body. Look how realistic that frog looks. I mean, you don't even have to put a weight on this. I mean, you want a little bit of weight to get it out there to where you're looking at, but I mean, you can just pitch this just how it is, and this will catch a big bass. I'm telling you, folks. I love pitching these kind of frogs. This Gurgle Toad, I haven't taken this one out. Here, I'm going to show you the one that I have been using in the past. Just with a hook. It's got a little bit longer type legs and a swim. It's got the swim bait type of legs, so it does have action, a little bit more action, I think, than those other style legs. But I mean, I just tossing these style of just a hook, toss it in that deep cover. Is a great way to hook up on a monster bass. However, you know, I'm talking these frogs here. This is an Ozark Trail. It's $2 frog. And you can just pitch it anywhere, and it'll go anywhere, do anything. Here's a set I bought for $5. They're a little bit smaller, but 3 different styles. Here's a black and yellow one. I thought it went all the way around. There's a black one. Yellow, green, $5. I mean, for 3 of them. So, I mean, you can toss them and lose them. You don't have to worry about it like the bigger ones. I thought I almost bought one. The bigger ones are like $7. Almost got me a $7 one. It's like there we go. Almost got me a $7 one, but anyway, what I'm really wanting to do is just sell you on the concept of not leaving the frog at home. If you've got your favorite frog, then go with it. Here's a package of Yum. Look at how realistic these look. I mean, I think I got this out of the bargain bin, like for $3. Look at these suckers. They do have the swim bait legs on them. Look at that frog, man. Don't that look like just a meaty morsel? You know, Carolina rig it, Texas rig it, however you want. That just float down, get past those lily pads, tossing that sucker. Bam. So, however we all form our own opinions, and we all, you know, we basically customize and do what works best for us. But what I don't want you to do is to leave the frog at home. You know, we got the crankbait fishermen, we got the worm fishermen, we got swim bait fishermen. Don't forget about the frog. Don't forget to be bringing some sort of frog with you in that post-spawn high peak of the summer, when the water's warm, they're getting aggressive. They're hitting those top waters. It's top water season, but you're chucking this in the area where you're not chucking a top water bait, just due to the fact that you're going to get hung up. So don't you know, go with the frog. Go with the frog. Again, if you've got a lot of frogs in a pond, or again, bank fishing scenario, I mean, that's all the better, you know, because they'll eat a frog. So anyway, I hope this isn't too simple of a video for you, but there's been times where, you know, I've just thought that a frog is just not what I'm not planning ahead far enough to even have one on hand. So if you just have one, where, you know, maybe you see something you just can't get to, chuck a frog at it. You never know what's going to come up to get one of these things. So I hope this helps you to catch a few more bass this season that maybe you wouldn't have. I hope I catch more this season. Hopefully we'll all have better luck this summer. So thanks again so much for all the support that we've been receiving here lately. We've got a lot of fun and adventures planned ahead. So if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button to the YouTube channel, and we'll see you next time.